that one, but I ain't. But we reversed nature by burning and pulling a civilized African apart and bullwhipping the others in front of them to the point of death, all in her presence. We reversed what is natural. We got rid of her natural tendency to depend upon her man. We got rid of that. And God knows they did a good job. Because it's something real sick when a black woman can say to a black man, I don't need you. Only thing I need you for is. And if you don't do that too well, I don't need you at all. Y'all know, don't y'all get deep on me. Y'all know we talk like that. No, we talk like that. Check out what it goes on to say. It says, by her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal causes her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reversed roles. Y'all hear this? What are the results? It goes on to say, and this is what you call social engineering, brothers and sisters. Here's what it says. What are the results? You've got the African woman out front and the African man behind and scared. This is a perfect situation for us to have sound sleep and economics. Before the breaking process, we had to be on alert and on guard at all times. Check this out now. Now we can sleep soundly. For out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us. He cannot get past her early slave molding process. He's a good tool, now ready to be tied to a horse at a tender age. And by the time the African boy reaches the age of 16, he is broken in and ready for a long life of sound and efficient work and the reproduction of a good unit labor force. Oh, brothers and sisters, it gets even deeper than that. It says, through breaking the uncivilized, savage Africans. By the way, I put the word Africans in here. Because every time I say the word Africans, the word they had was niggers. Follow what I'm saying? So you can kind of hear it better if you put that in there. Through breaking the uncivilized, savage Africans by throwing the African female savage into a frozen psychological state of independence, and then I got this underscored, by killing off the protective male image. I got to repeat that again. By killing off the protective male image, by killing off the protective male image, and by creating a submissive dependent mind of the African male slave, we have created a cycle that will turn on its own axis forever. Unless, it actually says right in the document, unless a phenomenon occurs and reshifts the position of the male and female slaves. What would be that phenomenon? The truth of our African awareness rising up, the truth that they intentionally stole and hid. If we could ever go back and reclaim our story and put back in the psyche of our young people how great we as Africans are, that would be the phenomenon that would reverse their program. Talks about the Negro marriage unit. Goes on to say, Here's what we must do. We must breed 2 African males with 2 African females. Then take the African male away. Even though this is way back in the 1700s, people, it's still happening today. Breed them, make them have children, and then remove the African male from them and keep them moving and working. Let's say one African female bears an African female child and the other bears an African male. Both African females being without the influence of the African male will raise their offspring in a frozen, independent psychological state. Y'all hear this? They will raise their offspring into reverse positions. The one with the female offspring will teach her daughter to be like herself, dependent and distrustful of the ability of the black male to be strong and protective. And the one with the male offspring will raise her son to be frozen and in subconscious fear for his life. Will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak but physically strong. And God knows we got a problem, because I see more brothers walking around pumping iron and ain't got good sense of it. You're a brute and you have no intellect. The system addresses that, because why is it that we have weight rooms like crazy in our prisons? And if they do have a library, it ain't much bigger than a cubicle. Then it goes on to say, this is what we call good, sound, long-range, comprehensive planning. Look at the person next to you and say, they think way down the road. In fact, let's look back at them one more time and say, they think way, way down the road. You must understand this, brothers and sisters. See, it's hard for many of us to comprehend that because we're trying to get to the end of the week. Many of us don't even know how you're going to pay your bills in the next couple of weeks. You understand what I'm saying? So it's hard for us to even think that far in advance. But we're talking about people who have done some long-range planning here. Then it goes on to say, our experts. Now, what does that mean? That literally means that they have people who are psychologists, who are actually full-time engaged in engineering a society that will end up unproductive like many people are today due to their program. Our experts warned us about the possibility of this phenomena taking place, of their roles being put back in its proper place, meaning somebody would come along and teach the truth and bring liberation. So our experts warned us that this might happen, because they said that the mind has a strong drive to correct itself. Did y'all hear that? And it goes on to say, if over a period of time these Africans can get in touch with some substantial original historical base, right. Good God Almighty, right. They could reverse the process. Again, they don't want us to get connected to our history. So the only way to keep you from getting connected to your history is to make up one and teach that one to you as though it literally existed. And once again, brothers and sisters, I hate to painfully put this on you, but I got to set you free. The first book they use is this one right here, the Bible. And many of you think that this is a history book, and there's not one event mentioned in the Bible that can be verified as an historical event. Not one. Not